Greetings and salutations, everyone. What's good, y'all? This is October, day 28. It's been almost 2 months going with these panels. We here. We're gonna just keep talking about our different topics that relate to everyday life. Let's give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Tina was first in here. She's on the panel. Rodney was here. Tips Tate. Coffee No Cream is here. Ilana's up on the panel with us.
Yep.
We got Lisa J. We got Supreme. Yeah, I see you said everybody hit the like button. Please.
That's right.
Thank
Do
y'all.
that.
Hit the like button. Then we got Vanessa in the chat. We got Richard. We got Sunflower. Thank y'all for joining. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. Hope everybody's doing all right tonight. I see you in the chat, Trisha. Welcome to the live. No, I ain't want to edit. Dang. So our first talking point is going to be healing teaches you patterns. Once you start healing, you begin to recognize emotional manipulation before it even takes root. Red flags are feeling exciting and start feeling exhausting because you've learned what chaos costs. You begin to understand that real love doesn't come with confusion or control. Over time, emotional intelligence turns into your shield instead of something people can use against you.
Facts.
Yeah.
You begin to notice things from afar off because you would have gone through it so many times, and that healing puts you at a different perspective, gives you a different vantage point. Because as long as you're hurt and as long as you're offended, a lot of times what tends to happen is you have the blind spots because you haven't cleared out to make way for the new information to come to you.
Right.
And so you end up falling for the same thing, doing the same things all over again, just you know, having the same patterns just because you have not come to a place where you understand that you need to see things differently
Right.
or understand how to see things differently, brother.
Right.
For sure.
And so the thing with being on a healing journey is that a lot of times, like we said in the talking point, people can't they can't manipulate you or anything like that, and a lot of times it bothers them, and all they know how to do is, if they can't communicate, they're going to try to start up chaos. It's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They can't do what they used to do to you. So they get frustrated. And sometimes they'll feel like they try to pull out their big guns
Mhm.
and they find themselves just going in circles because they can't affect you the way they used to with their narcissistic behavior and manipulative ways.
Mhm. Yep, absolutely. Shout out to everybody joining in the chat. Melinda says she ain't rocking with us today. Um, Precious is in the building. Thank y'all all for joining. Anybody I missed, charge it to my eyesight.
Funny.
I don't know. It sounded good. Lord,
Hmm.
I'll be forgetting to set these things up. Slight technical difficulties.
It
So,
is
question
well.
for everybody: what's something you no longer tolerate since healing? For me, I'm big on respect, so I no longer tolerate disrespect in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
I don't put up with people trying to emotionally um manipulate me.
Mm,
Them tears, them crocodile tears, then that violin story of, oh, I'm just going through, and if you could just help me this one time. No, no,
mm-mm.
mm-mm. That ain't how to go. Because at this point, we finna have a moment of clarity concerning your accountability level.
Mm,
Yeah,
that makes sense. Totally.
And a lot of people do not want to talk about accountability when they just trying to manipulate you.
right,
Nope.
I'm waiting to get manipulated right now. Well,
right.
that sounds like an open door that I don't want to walk into.
Yeah, Vanessa said disrespect. Trisha said gaslighting.
Hmm.
Melinda said you're not gonna handle me any kind of way. Listen, I pause. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know, Melinda. We got rooted in the building. Thanks for joining, bro.
Hey, Rudy.
Hello,
Uh,
Ruby.
the wishy-washy behavior is either you with me or not. That part.
Yeah, that's true.
Spring said I don't put up with people wanting you to feel sorry for them. Oh yeah, it's not. That's not gonna happen. We all make our own bed. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So hopefully it ain't a bed of rocks.
That part.
Everybody speaking. Everybody speaking. Okay, cool. So everybody that's just joining, I just realized I forgot to read the title out. The title of the topic is "A healed person is hard to manipulate." Obviously, Richard is not because he's waiting to be manipulated right now.
I know,
That,
right?
Mm.
that was a wild comment. But we got boundaries, redefine relationships. Healing forces you to see who respects your boundaries and who only benefited from you not having any. The people who once took advantage of your silence will now call your self-respect a quote unquote attitude. You realize that saying no isn't selfish, it's necessary. And when you finally hold firm to your boundaries, you stop attracting chaos and start attracting peace.
Ah, that is so real right there. Because people will run right over you when you do not have boundaries.
Hmm.
And you're absolutely right in saying they could call you mean or aggressive, you've changed, what happened to you, you wasn't like this before when you put your boundaries in place.
Yep.
People have to recognize what their boundaries are in the first place. Because a lot of times you feel like, if you feel like, oh, I don't want a person to go but so far with me. But if you don't make the defining line where they should not cross, you don't have any boundaries.
That's true.
You
No,
just
you
talking.
don't.
You
Yeah.
just have some wishful thinking.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
You must be able to define and articulate where those boundaries are. Otherwise, it's not really a running you over. You're an open street because there are no caution signs.
Pause.
True.
Nah, that makes sense, Tina. And
Indeed.
and then so now, if you didn't set any clear boundaries, like out set in stone for lack of a better term, and now once you really get fed up, yeah, I get it. It could be perceived as you've changed, or I don't know why you acting like this. So that was a very good point, Tina.
Yes, for sure.
I like to did it that part. Okay, okay, Richard. Shout out to Yvette in the chat. Thank you for joining. Praise that Tina, you and I are not timid. I understand that, but some people feel like setting boundaries is them being rude. How do you help someone overcome that? Mm,
Um, for the most part, it starts with you. If you don't see the value in you being protected, then it doesn't matter what you do with the other person. Because at the end of the day, if it's your child that needs to be protected and you don't want a predator of any sort to get to them, you
Mhm.
know how to fight then. You know what to say then. Why is it
Mhm.
that we don't attempt to make those same kinds of boundaries as it relates to ourselves? And so,
Mhm.
one thing that I always try to speak to is who do you want to be protected by your boundaries?
Mhm.
It's you. So if you want to be protected, whether that's you protect your heart, you're protecting your mind, you're protecting your financial resources. At the end of the day, you must find the value in you and be willing to fight for it. Be willing to lose people over it. Be willing to take someone out over it. And that's where you'll find yourself being able to say, hey, the buck stops here. I've had enough. I've dealt with enough from you.
Right. Precious said, at times people don't take it serious, even when you set boundaries. That's why you have to make sure it's clear and stern in a way. Okay, Precious with the vocabulary words. Talk about some stern. But I agree though. But even when you do make your boundaries like clear, stern, all of that other stuff, they act like they have comprehension problems, which some of them probably do, but they're gonna try to test those boundaries all the time.
Yeah, they'll test those boundaries, but the thing about it is, if you don't find yourself worthy of the boundary that needs to be set, then it doesn't matter what you tell the next person if
Right.
you ain't willing to put anything on the line for it,
Hmm.
because if it's got to be between me and you gonna go down before I will if I got to protect myself.
That part.
I'm willing to invest my freedom, sanity, whatever, to keep
Right.
myself from being harmed. You know what I'm saying? And so it's one of those things. What are you willing to give up to keep the thing that you want to protect?
Right.
If you don't have anything that you're willing to give up, that for what you're willing to protect, you ain't willing to protect it.
Hmm. Right.
True.
All right. So Spring said, Tina, I think the willingness to lose people is the most important thing. I mean,
Yes, it has to come to that.
right. Anybody.
Yeah.
If you don't have the mindset of anybody can get it about this,
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
know, um, and like I said, that's why I try to use the innocent child,
Hmm.
as a illustration of the depths that you will go, the depths that you will sink to make sure that child is okay, to make
Yeah.
sure no one hurts that child, harms that child, assaults that child in any shape, form, or fashion, you
Hmm.
know. And if you're willing to do that for your child or even a random child,
Hmm.
it's some women that will stand up to me, and if that man is doing something to some baby that they don't know, that that
Yeah.
that that mother and that woman is gonna stand up and say, hey, that's not right. Don't do that. Don't do that. Not name another time. And they can be looking at somebody 6'5", 350 with
Hmm.
a fist big as they head. And they like, and I'm gonna have to find some on you, tender. You know,
Yeah, I know that's right.
somebody got to be taken down because that
That
baby is in danger. How come we have more value for other people that we do not know, or for other individuals as it pertains to our children, but we don't have the same value as it pertains to ourselves? It is a
Hmm.
self-image issue.
Right. Um, Supreme did. He said that then people say they're making a joke and you're being too sensitive. Nah, that's that manipulation right there, man.
that part.
Cause if you would have let that shit slide, then they would have ran with it, and then it wasn't a joke at that point.
Right.
Nah, yeah. Shout out to Crystal. I see Crystal in the chat and Epipoo's in the chat. Thank y'all for joining. Richard said, I'm good at losing people, but it's not from setting boundaries. Okay. That was interesting. All right, so I got a question, right? Have you noticed people treat you differently once you set boundaries? Of course.
Yeah, they do.
Mhm.
Every time. Every time. They
Some
need
of them
to.
will just leave. Some of them will back way
That's
up.
what I need. That's what I want.
They'll try to say, well, I don't think that we can rock like this no more.
Wow.
They try to make it seem like it's a you problem.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. Bye. How many billions of people is there in this world? You think I'm gonna be obsessed about you? No, bye. Later. Take care. Wish you the best.
And that's another thing, another area. People not wanting other people to treat them differently. And it's like, you can't be a people pleaser all your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Somebody's not gonna like you.
true.
Swear.
And if you can't put your reputation on the line for your boundaries, you're gonna have a serious problem. If you
Mm-hmm.
already don't have one.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely accurate.
She said, yes, they doing it cracks me up. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. That's their loss. I don't know how else to say it. Just so we got self-awareness takes over the old trigger. I don't man, effort. Self-awareness unalives the old triggers. Healing gives you the awareness to stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. The same manipulation tactics that once got a reaction no longer work because you know your worth. You will start to become less reactive and more observant, choosing calm over conflict. Eventually, your silence becomes your most powerful response to unnecessary drama.
And that feeds right into this things that we've been talking about for days on end. It connected right on into everything that we've been talking about
Mhm.
because it does kill those triggers when you're able to, become aware and establish known boundaries without feeling like you're wrong for doing so or bowing out of situations that are unproductive, unfruitful, and harmful to
Right,
you. It's
right,
strength in bowing out. Will it hurt a little bit? Of course, but as time goes on, it's easier and easier to deal with.
right. Hmm.
Again, that's a thing where I think about as it pertains to just the fact that if you don't know where you stand, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
Right.
You got to be willing to double down on what you believe in. On top of that, when it comes to being self aware, if you don't know who you are, what you stand for, what you believe in, then those are the defining demarcations that will let you know where you are with a person. Because if a person is coming against you for who you are, or what
Mm.
you stand for, or what you believe in, then you know that y'all have reached the impasse. Y'all have come to a place where they can go no further or no longer with you. Y'all don't agree, therefore you cannot walk together.
Mm.
Mm. All right. So we got a question from Supreme. He said, what's a boundary that has cost you the most people? Ugh. Not loaning out no damn money.
Ugh.
Just being
Mm.
honest.
Mm. Mm. I had to think about what I can say.
Hey,
Um, mm.
why you think I'm gonna shout out MMG in the building, Mommy Money Getter. Thank you for joining. There go Rodney. Rodney has made a full circle. Pause. Integrity, doing what's right when no one's around. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, definitely money.
Uh, let's not go here. Let's not go here. When I was willing to walk away from my criminal activities,
Mm,
all of them,
mhm.
all of them, and I had a plenty.
Okay. Not too
Um,
much.
oh
Not too much.
yeah, I was
All
deep
right. Okay,
in
Tina.
the
Not too
streets.
much.
I was in the streets.
We
That's all I was
respect
saying.
it.
I
We
was
respect it.
deep in the streets. And so when I stopped all of that, I mean, because I used to get money,
Right.
that
Right.
I made my money the best way I knew how,
Mm-hmm.
on the hustling tip. And so with that being the case, there were a lot of people that were around me that were able to benefit off of that hustle.
Yep.
When I got a 9 to 5, they dropped off like flies,
Mm.
Mhm.
to a raid canister.
Damn. So basically, you thought you was better than everybody at that point, right?
Oh,
You
absolutely.
just
Because what
gonna leave
came
it.
with because of the kind of 9 to 5 that I had, I
Right.
could not even hang with them anymore
Right.
because they were doing things that was going to jeopardize the position that I had, and so I was like, I can't hang with y'all. I can't do the things that you all do. You
Mm-hmm.
can't get in the vehicle with me with everything in your pockets.
Right.
Mm.
You know,
Right.
we're not going around the corner to pick up nothing. I
Yeah.
can't do that.
Yeah.
Right.
You're right. Tina used to steal oranges from the Mexicans and sell them to the Asian. Yo.
Who said that?
Yo.
Supreme.
Free.
Yo. What?
Oh.
Oh.
Hurry up and buy.
Oh.
Mm. I got to shut all the way up. I just gotta take it. No did it.
All right, question. How do you handle manipulation when it comes from family or friends? Oh no, I don't give a damn who it
They-
come from. I'm
The
not. I'm
same way
not.
you gotta handle it the same way. It shouldn't be no different because they
Right.
can be even more
Right.
manipulating than any because they're close to you or because they know a little bit about you. They
Mhm.
feel like they have more of a vantage point. So you got to treat them just like almost say son, everybody else.
Somebody in the street, yeah, you gotta treat them worse sometimes.
You do, yeah, you do because they figure they know you. I know you since she was, all your life or whatever. So they figured that they have that advantage to pull on those heartstrings with those emotional stories.
Hmm.
You have to most certainly treat them like you would a stranger. In that you don't allow the relationship to take you somewhere that take you somewhere that you don't really need to go. I always meet manipulation with distance,
Mm.
coldness. Ain't no. I mean, and I know the whole thing of ain't no love lost. I respect you. I'll always love you. I'm like, eh, love is an action word. The best way I can love you is to close the door on you and let the door hit you where the Lord split you. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
But it's a thing of when you're coming to me and you're trying to manipulate me, trying to get me to um I would even go so far as to say to capitulate to a
Mm.
situation that would cause me to be incarcerated. I must have to. It is uh incendiary in nature, and I'm not putting up with it. I got to give you 50 feet. I
Mhm.
must give you the Heisman. You got to go.
The husband's crazy. Ronnie said, I give manipulative individuals options on how to get it without me. They hate that.
Ooh, good God.
Mm. Yeah.
Wow,
That
that
comes
part.
up. That comes down to accountability.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Everybody speaking. Rodney, that was some fire, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Mic drop type
That
stuff.
was some fire, bro. Yeah.
Straight heat.
He ain't lying though. They don't like that.
No, it was one of those things where I had to learn. My mother used to say this all the time: "Make me your last resort."
Ooh.
Mm.
Now the part that got left out was don't do nothing criminal to get it, but it most certainly um was one of those things where you had to learn how to do things on your own. She wasn't going to allow you to just continue to borrow a big bum, always coming with, oh, I can't get here. I can't do this. I don't know how much. I need you to do this, need you to do that. And she's like, no, try your best to find every avenue. If that's what you really want to do, if that's something you really want, you'll find a way, you know.
Mhm.
Now she didn't tell me to be no felon. Now, I just did that on my own. Let me say that. But yeah, it was most certainly a thing where she was like, "Make me your last resort." You know.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, y'all. So we got healing exposes emotional manipulators. When you heal, manipulators lose their power. They'll start calling you cold simply because you no longer fall for guilt trips or emotional traps.
Mhm.
You'll stop chasing closure and realize that peace is its own answer. You'll also learn the difference between chaos and chemistry. What once felt thrilling now feels toxic. Healing closes the doors that manipulation used to walk through. Mm.
Ooh.
Well, it's
Yeah.
time to address the elephant in the room.
Mm, mm.
When they try to put the sex on you, that's one of those areas that, especially in these relationships, with these degenerates,
Right.
the one thing that they know how to do better than anything else is how to please you sexually. With that being the case, they will rob you of house, home, rob you of your time, insult your intelligence, steal from you, rob you blind.
Hmm.
All because it felt wonderful when you laid down.
Exactly. Jeez.
Mm.
All right. Over.
Uh,
It's over now.
Circles get smaller, just like that was true.
He said digmatized. Rodney, that part. Crazy.
That part. Then of course, well, not of course, but Supreme said, "I have not healed. I still feel hate and rage." It's, it seems like you got a lot of triggers, Supreme. A lot of triggers, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just keep cussing them out. One day you'll feel at peace after you cuss people out. So that might be your healing journey. Just cussing everybody out.
You know what?
Do you believe emotional detachment is necessary for peace? Absolutely. It's the only way.
Mm, I disagree.
Okay.
I think that the first set of detachment must be literal distance. You may not detach emotionally till years down the line. The greatest example ever is Supreme. He still feels rage. He still feels anger, but he shown up got away from the person that made him feel that way.
Yeah, because the distance definitely helps. Sometimes you gotta put distance between you and
Hmm.
that. It that helps you in your healing process.
Hmm.
And sometimes that can take place involuntarily. You look up and be like, wait a minute, I was pushed out of that space that caused me so much problem. And then the healing begins when you accept it.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to find yourself learning how to disengage, pull out,
That
leave
part.
them
Please,
alone.
please pull out.
Definitely. Because if you don't, whatever it is that they're putting in you, whatever, whatever it is that you're being
Oh man.
affected by,
Yeah.
whatever seeds are being sown within you, it's going to continue. And for you know it, you'll find yourself bitter and hateful, all because, and resentful because you stayed.
And distant
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
withdrawn. All of that.
And not only that, you won't be able to have better relationships after that.
No.
Look at the pause and the no pause.
Wait, what?
Mm,
Y'all is wild.
very.
Ain't nothing
Ain't
like
nothing like a bitter
it.
seed.
What the
Yes, sir. Yeah, because when it springs forth, it begins to attach to everything that not only that it's close to, but other things as well. You ever see a bitter person? They bitter about everything. They
Yeah.
mad about the
Everything.
food. They kick the dog. They slap the cat. They
Right.
slam the door when they go to the bathroom. They take a bath and splash water everywhere because they just angry. They throwing towels. They at the job. They cussing everybody out. They just bitter.
Right.
All because they still married to tethered to in the house with crazy that they got in their life.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
The bitter seed. That's true though.
Yeah.
Definitely. I definitely get it. Mm. All right. So we got the power of emotional detachment. True healing teaches you how to love without losing yourself. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring, it means you stop being controlled. When you're emotionally grounded, the tactics that once worked on you have no effect. You stop reacting out of pain and start responding from peace. At that point, protecting your peace matters more than proving your point. Boom.
That's so ooh, that's good.
Mm, I still see it just slightly different. And the only reason why I say that is because
Mhm.
sometimes you need to process how you feel.
True.
Yeah.
Um, because if you process it properly, then you can detach from the situation, heal.
Yes.
But if you don't process it properly, that emotional detachment only all it does is you walk away with everything you feel rather than feel the feelings, face the feelings, deal with the feelings, and then walk away after you've dealt with them properly.
Just existing to be offended, angry, and mentally and emotionally trapped. It's a priest that rather be chat GBT and wise quotes. That may be the word.
Because
Yeah,
if I need to say that you're a dirty, rotten harlot to me, I need to say it. I need to be able to acknowledge it. I need to be able to face the fact that I made a bad choice in dealing with you.
right.
you know
Yeah.
and it's
True.
from that point where you're able to, once you admit, and are able to identify what you've had, it has not been good for you.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah,
a lot of times we'll be caught up in it wasn't that bad, all because we ain't processed how we really feel about it. We haven't talked
true.
about or discussed or brought to light the things that actually happen. Once you deal with the things that actually happen, then you can discuss how you feel about it. Once you
True.
come to that place where you face how you feel about it, it's at that point, okay, what can I do to move on? I'm not doing that no more. I'm not calling this person. I'm not going to that particular environment. I'm going to have to cut this off and cut this off so I can be able to finally detach myself from the thing that's been tethered to my heart, to my finances, to my environment, to my peace, and everything else.
Yes.
But it starts with you acknowledging the fact that they was a dirty rotten harlot and they wasn't worth a hill of beans and you wasn't gonna be worth a quarter till you got away from them.
Right.
That part. Who's dinging the bell?
I
My
don't
bad.
know.
My bad. Phone jumping. My bad.
Oh,
I,
that's all. I thought it was just a part of the. You was doing it after the comments. It was so timely.
Nah.
yes.
I don't know why my text messages is ringing because both my phones is on silent. All three of them is on silent. So acknowledgement followed by action.
Yes. That
That's
part.
true.
Supreme knows some harlots. I'm sure you do, bro.
So do I. And they all come in all colors, shapes, sizes, and genders.
God have mercy. I got them birds. Nah, bro. It's it's a slight technical difficulty. That's all. All right. So last question of the night. What was the hardest part of your healing journey so far? You know, just saying no. But it becomes easier over time. The more you practice it, the easier it becomes. It's like I don't want to speak up coach, but it's like working out, you know. It's rough at first and then it just gets easier and easier.
Yeah. I
Pause.
mean, for me, the hardest part of my healing journey is just really knowing that it's okay to walk away. You're not wrong for doing so, no matter how long you were in a
Mhm.
situation. It's not wrong to to walk away without apology. Because a lot of times, I can just speak for me personally. You feel like you got to give an explanation as to why you walked away, even when the people that you were dealing with never gave you an explanation for what what mess they caused. It's just walking away without feeling like you gotta explain. This is why I'm going. No, just walk away. There's healing in just walking away. Is it easy? No, but it's beneficial.
Mhm.
The hardest part is finding the worth early. Finding the worth in walking away. Finding the worth in dealing with what you need to deal with to detach from toxic things and people and environments.
Mhm.
It's finding the worth. Sometimes you got to move before you see why you need to move or before you see the results of your movement. Because sometimes we could be caught up in, oh, I left them. I feel bad. Well, if I could have stayed a little longer, and then you continue to deal with whatever the situation was longer than necessary, or you go back to it because you didn't stay long enough to see the worth of you walking away in the first place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real.
So even at to piggyback off what you just said, Tina, you know, we
Hmm.
once we make our decision, you got to stand on it. Like it
Yep.
Yes.
whatever it hurts in the beginning, whatever the case, you might feel bad, like, but just always think about what if you would have stayed. The longer you stay, the more damage that dynamic is gonna cause to you emotionally. maybe physically also, but
Mm,
so the quicker you could detach from that, the sooner the healing journey starts.
that's true.
There's another thing too about that too that I think about as it relates to um when it comes to not to being able to walk away without understanding.
Mhm,
Sometimes we feel like we need closure. Sometimes we feel like we need some kind of understanding. Somebody owe me an explanation for what they did, or can we come to some kind of agreement? Can we agree to disagree? Can we walk away and be friends? You know what I'm saying? Is it something that I can make better so that we don't have to be at odds? No, no. And the whole thing of why do I need to leave now? Everything is okay. No, no, no. You have to walk away even in ignorance. You have to walk away. The moment you know you got to leave is
mhm.
the moment you know you got to leave. You're accountable at that very point. Instead of hanging around for some other thought to come in your mind to convince you to stay.
Hmm. Right. Instead of seeing that one red flag, you want about 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah. Yeah. You see the first red flag, you ignore that. Now you got 12. Now you got
Yeah.
42. You know what I'm saying? Now
42 is
you got,
crazy.
yeah, now you got 30 years worth of red
Yeah.
flags, all because you wouldn't leave after you seen like the second one. At least I could see
Yeah.
you giving them a chance. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Right.
hey, yo, whoa. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You do that again, it's over.
Right.
Well, that's you setting the boundary. But then
Right.
if you don't ever do nothing once you set that boundary, you
Yep.
just gave them a through street. So now they're gonna keep on doing it and keep on doing it and keep on doing it to you.
Hmm.
Because now you don't even believe in your own boundary anymore.
No.
And that's one of the things that sometimes that we don't even understand why we need to move so quickly on our convictions. The
Hmm.
moment we see that this is toxic, this ain't right, it's no benefit to me, I can't get nothing out of this, and everything is going downhill from here, I
Right.
need to leave instead of putting on the rose colored glasses, thinking that it's going to all of a sudden look better. They going to, they was ugly yesterday. Maybe they'll be fine again today. No, it doesn't
Right.
matter.
You're right. Yeah. So Precious said closure keeps some sort of contact with a person. Yeah, I'm gonna close you that goddamn door in your face. Leave me the F alone.
Mhm.
Then Melinda said the whole I just need closure is a bunch of crap. It is. It
And this
keeps
is another
communication.
thing. People do not know that that whole I need closure thing is a trap for the manipulator to continue to manipulate you. You just manipulated yourself back into another situation with them, talking about I need closure. So you just reached out to the person that was stabbing you in your back and slapping you in the face.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. I was hoping I would look good tomorrow. Richard, what? That's right, Coffee. No closure needed. None at all. Wow, mic drop. Yep. All right. I was gonna take it to the 45-minute mark, but I need closure usually means one last adult session. Yeah, and that keeps the energy shift between two people.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good.
it's a trap. It's a
It
trap.
is.
Um, you know how you felt about that person in your space emotionally, and you gave your body to them. You're
Mm-hmm.
gonna give them your body again, knowing that that was the point of which you that emotions entered in through that very act. You know what I'm saying? It's like you messing yourself up.
Mm-hmm. And then
Going back into that space because they're gonna always give you that good old pillow talk. Tell you, oh, I was so wrong and you was right and I promise and all this, that, and other. You know, all them good lies.
Good buttery lies, like you say.
right,
Hmm.
right. See life in the building, and then Food's vacation, aka Vicky. Thank you for joining. Yeah, it kind of pulled up a little bit late. Um, yeah, that closure stuff is trash. Don't fall for it. It don't matter how good they threw it down on you. Just don't do it. Cause while you've been healing, 9 times out of 10, they just been doing more soul tying with demonic energies. I don't know how else to explain it, but
Mm,
and so now
I
all your
got
work that you've put in on yourself, you just threw that right into the trash.
right, that part.
And it's sad, but some of the best loving you can ever get in your life is when you with the wrong person
The name
Yep,
Ish. Oh
and
my
when you with the right
goodness.
person. And sometimes you need to be able to see which flags do you have in order to find out if what you're doing is just fooling you.
All right.
right.
That is true. All right.
It's
Uh,
trickery and they're slippery.
That part.
dang.
Folks don't be wanting to tell the truth. I'm gonna tell the truth, shame the devil now.
Tell it. Let's go.
Mhm. Yep.
And neck bone get you caught up with the collard greens, I'm trying to tell you.
I'm trying to tell you.
Ain't,
Funny.
Hmm.
ain't lying. Mm, mm, mm. But all right, y'all. We're gonna wrap this up here. Uh, we had a great topic tonight. We had a great conversation.
Yes.
Okay, Ellen came in late. A healing person is hard to manipulate because they've learned to recognize their own wounds and they can see when someone is trying to exploit them. Yep, yep. Sorry for those just joining. We've been here like about 45 minutes now. But thank y'all for joining. It could have been anywhere in the internet streets, but you're here. We appreciate you guys for that. Everybody take care. Have a great night. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Good
Later.
night, everyone. See you guys tomorrow for another topic.
Bye.
Bye.